world. And so prior, you can read the history of Copacabana in New York. There were places that blacks could not be opening acts. And so I think probably Sammy Davis was one of the first in the 50s.
Lena Horne.
And that group, and Harry Belafonte, very radical, revolutionary. But so in the Motown era, remember, we just think Motown is wonderful. Folk didn't like Motown.
That's right. That's right.
And so the idea that these uppity people would come and say, can we open at the Copacabana? Are you kidding? In New York? So one of my first experiences was a company, that was the same year that Tammy Terrell was buried. So I took Stevie to the funeral in Philadelphia, and then we drove to his opening at the Copacabana. Because I was a driver, a young woman driving Stevie, who was hilarious, to the Copacabana. But the grooming piece was so important because many of us had come out of communities and had no idea how to sit down and eat at a supper club. And I won't tell that one, but there was one of the folk I was assigned to, and I was like, girl, wipe your mouth. That's probably not how I spoke then. And she was like, I'll wipe my mouth when I get through. It was like, oh my goodness. And so it was trying to groom them once again to be able to be in the public arena, to go to London, to go to England. And those were some of the memories that I have. I have lots of them. I'll start there. All right, Mr. Roll.
I'd just like to key in on a couple of points that Patricia made. First one is about Motown's involvement with the civil rights movement, especially with Dr. King. Obviously, we recorded the march in Detroit and Washington and two other LPs. But Motown, or Mr. Gordy personally, provided some financial support to the SCLC. And I heard Jesse Jackson make that testimonial. And if you go to PBS, the History Makers, you'll see that tribute to Berry Gordy where Jesse Jackson makes that distinction, where they were in need of an ability to pay their staff, okay, and keep the lights on. And so Dr. King sent Jesse Jackson to Detroit, and Mr. Gordy made sure that they had money to sustain themselves. And then, so there were all kinds of quiet things that he was able to do, and then probably hence the wiretap because of his involvement. I can recall seeing him personally at an event that was held at Cobo Hall right after Dr. King died. In fact, Dr. King was supposed to have spoken at that event. Harry Belafonte and Bill Cosby were the entertainment. The Four Tops sang the national anthem, and Reverend Abernathy spoke, of course, in Dr. King's place. But I saw Mr. Gordy right there. I was as close to him as, and I didn't even know him other than, pestering him for an audition. But the fact that he felt that was an important place for him to be and was willing to support the movement, I think is